I'm Mike. I'm bad at cooking. This is my garage kitchen studio. I'm going to break down a whole beef tenderloin, and I fully intend to do a bad job of it. Hope we learn some stuff together. So while we're doing this whole test period, I figured it'd be a good idea to start a small series. I'm going to break down this whole beef tenderloin that I got on sale at Kroger. Thought it would be a good place to start. Getting used to lighting, recording, editing. Should be a fun learning experience for everybody involved. First things first here, I'm gonna take this over to the sink, get it drained, come back out here, and we'll get started. All right, here it is, drained out of the sink. We're gonna pat it dry with some paper towels. I think what I'm going to do first is chop this little tail off over here to make it easier to work with. Get through some of that connective tissue.
The long narrow section here is called the chain. These little fat squares connect to the ribs when it's still in a cow. I'm trying to waste as few of these trimmings as possible. The fat can be rendered into tallow, which is basically cow butter. And the extra bits of meat themselves can be used for basically anything you would use a protein for. You know, like sandwiches, Chinese takeout style dishes, and as a last resort, you can grind it up into burgers. The chain can usually be removed with a little effort and a little less knife work, but I'm basically just a gorilla with a knife right now. I want to trim a lot of this fat, but I'm also being very lazy, which works out in my favor because fat is very tasty. Mostly, I'm just trimming away what I think won't render well in the sous vide. Now, this oblong muscle at the top here is called the head. I'm going to keep this as a roast. You could cut it into steaks. It's pretty versatile. And again, these muscles can all be separated with minimal knife work and a bit more patience, but I do not have patience. And sometimes the connective tissues can be a little persistent. I'd like to call the quality of the meat into question here, mostly to deflect the blame from my own inability and inexperience at dealing with this kind of thing. So it's totally the meat's fault. I am a perfect angel, and I'm excellent at this. And a lot of this connective tissue can just be peeled right off, like a banana skin. Or like connective tissue on a whole beef tenderloin. Just squaring up the edge here. Now, I've seen people rub the meat like this in other videos on YouTube, and I just thought it was goofy nonsense, but it's good. Like, it makes sense when you do it. It shows you little particulate matter that might need to be purged. Here I'm trying to form a steak, which is something I saw someone do, but this turns out to be a mistake. I'm going to trim the silver skin off the loin here. A lot of the fat can be left, but this silver skin is just connective tissue that doesn't break down, doesn't taste good. But it should be as simple as just making a small cut, inserting the blade under the silver skin, flipping the loin over, then angling the blade away from the loin, so towards the cutting board, and then making a smooth, sweeping slice. And now I'm going to chicken out of doing the same thing in the other direction to the rest of the silver skin because I'm scared of losing too much precious beef. And this whole process was slightly less fiddly than I assumed it would be. Still a little tedious, but not as bad as I thought. I have discovered a secret meat pocket that I decide to pull on. Which turns the meat pocket into a fun tongue prop. Really don't want to trim all of this fat away, just the extra hard bits or the bits that are flopping around. Again, stuff that I don't think will render well in the sous vide or the final sear. Trying to form a steak again. It doesn't go as well for me as it did for the lady I saw do it online. Which is fine. Honestly, I'm just convinced these steaks are going to be ugly because I'm not good at this. I've decided that the floppiest part of the tenderloin will make the best steaks. This is an assumption. 4 steaks and 2 roasts is my primary goal. All of the beef is going to get lightly salted before getting chucked into a zipper top bag. A vacuum sealer would be preferable, but I do not have one. The name brand freezer bags have not failed me yet, but off-brand non-freezer sandwich bags have, but only a few times. Which means that water will get in and you're basically just lightly boiling the meat at that point. It's upsetting. Some people will swear by a dry brine, others opt for no salt before bagging it. I prefer to salt my beef to taste at the table, and I'll pepper before searing if it's in a pan, or after if I'm searing with an open flame. Probably. That's if I'm honestly paying a lot of attention to what I'm doing. Sometimes pepper is just gonna go wherever it goes, whenever it goes there. I have forgotten to pepper a dish entirely. Add it at the end, it's cool. It doesn't matter. The police aren't gonna come get you. They might, but not for that reason. It's to get the air out of a zip top bag, you put the meat in, you zip it almost all the way shut, you can roll or squeeze most of the air out, and you submerge the bag, slowly squeeze the remaining air out using water pressure and, just like pinching at any pockets that you see developing while you're letting it do its thing. And that's basically it. So I let my camera run out of battery here because I'm super good at this. I've been doing this obviously for decades. So letting your camera run out of battery close to the end of what you're recording it's industry standard. It's what the professionals do, so it's what I do. But you get them in the bag, you choose your doneness, you just Google beef, temperature, doneness, chart, whatever. For a lean cut, like a filet mignon, or almost everything in this tenderloin, a rare doneness is going to be fairly ideal. For anything fattier, you can go medium rare, medium. It's mostly preference. If you do medium well or well done, I don't know why you spent beef money, but that's up to you. Again, the police aren't going to come get you. So you set the sous vide for like a degree or two less than your ideal internal doneness. You get them out of the bag, you pat them dry, and you sear them up. And that's what we're going to be doing next time. So, thanks for checking this out.